So yes, Indiana Jones the game. Who would have thunk it? I mean, haven't we already got that with Uncharted? But still, like, it's
That's what
Indiana
I
Jones.
thought. It's by obviously the team that made the Wolfenstein games, like Machine Games, I think they're called, which is obviously owned by Bethesda.
Yeah,
So you're thinking like, well, the last game they made was Wolfenstein Youngblood, which was critically panned because it was the worst Wolfenstein game ever.
I've not played it.
Don't play it. But Wolfenstein games, on the whole, are like these, very visceral, brutal first-person shooters. So you're like, it's not going to be that, is it?
No.
Is it just going to be another Uncharted? Is it going to be Uncharted Light?
Yeah. I mean, obviously the only thing you've got is like a 30-second trailer and it's, I mean, just them saying, look, we're making Indiana Jones. But I mean, in my head, when I first saw it, I thought, well, Harrison Ford won't do it because he's busy crashing planes into stuff. Do you know what I mean? And so it'll be a voice over artist and
Yeah.
it'll just be, like you said, it'll be Uncharted Light, won't it? It's just,
The thing is I don't mind that it won't be Harrison Ford because I don't necessarily think you need the lead actor to make a great game because like they did it with the Mad Max game.
yeah,
That didn't have any like support in terms of they didn't have Tom Hardy at the time. They didn't get like Mel Gibson back to do a voice part or anything. It was
yeah,
just a complete new version of Max, but it was just kind of based on the new film version. And it was a
yeah,
great game. That was one of those like sleeper hits of the year. Like
yeah, I
it came
agree.
out with not much fanfare, but it was actually a really good game. So there's like that doesn't really bother us if it's just a generic Indiana Jones. It's
Yeah.
just more the case of what can they really bring to the genre? Like just another Uncharted game.
Well, that's it. That's it. Yeah, I
Nathan
mean,
Drake is basically based on Indiana Jones, isn't he?
well,
It's
he is.
just
Hold on,
so
I
it's
thought he
kind of
was the
been good.
male Lara Croft. I've been lied to this
Well,
whole
he's
time.
a bit. Well, it's the same thing though, isn't it? A male Lara Croft is Indiana
Well,
Jones.
that's it. Yeah. Well, that's it. I mean, don't get
So
us wrong. I mean, I'd probably be interested. Like, if I saw some gameplay and stuff, I'd be like, oh, well,
yeah.
that's all right. But again, it's just going to be like, well, it's just Uncharted. Like, just do it.
I
Just
mean, don't get us wrong. I will play one of those games. I mean, I think like you said yourself, like in the last one of the last episodes or one of the previous episodes was with the Star Wars game, Jedi Fallen Order. That
mhm.
was Uncharted game essentially, just in the Star Wars
Well,
universe.
that's
And
true.
obviously, this is like a collaboration between Bethesda and Lucasfilm, which obviously
Mhm.
Lucasfilm are part of the Star Wars universe. They've probably seen the success of Jedi Fallen Order and thought, we can do this with all of our IPs. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
This is
mean,
true.
people play it. And what's interesting is this could be Xbox exclusive because obviously Microsoft own Bethesda now.
Oh, well, of course, yeah. I didn't think
So
of that. So Game Pass. So I will play
so it
it.
could be so it could be Game Pass day one, but it could also be exclusive. And let's be honest, Xbox needs the
Oh, they
exclusives.
do, because they've literally got zero. I'm playing games from months and months back. I'm playing Xbox 360 games when I should be playing newer, like Xbox Series X
That's the one
games.
thing they've got. They do have it on lock when it comes to like backwards compatible. Like that's the shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
that's the one thing they do have. It's amazing, obviously, the fact that they have all this like upscaling and like all the games, like the original Battlefront being 4K and things like that, which is great. But yeah, it's hard to warrant wanting to get a new console to play the same games again, especially if you've
yeah.
got like say like the One X, like you're already playing those games pretty much.
Well, that's it. I mean, the only advantage I have, like I said in the last episode, is quick resume. So I mean, I could play Indiana Jones every time my girlfriend takes a phone call. That's literally it. You know what I mean? I'll be like, oh, sure, I'll
Yeah.
I'll play some more Indiana Jones.
In between breaks of actually whipping your girlfriend, you can play a game where a guy whips like other people.
Like, exactly. So I'm winning. That's twice the
Yeah.
whipping.
And that's all you're all about, double the
That's it.
whipping.
That is literally it. But I mean, yeah, I mean, 30 seconds is basically saying like, yeah, we're making this game. I mean, like, cool, I suppose, but also like Uncharted have done this 4 times, and they're potentially going to do it a fifth. I've now played the fourth, so I don't know if Nathan Drake dies at the end or retires or what have you. But do you
Yeah,
know
I
what I
never
mean?
finished it. I got about halfway through it. It was good, but I don't know for whatever reason I never finished that.
Yeah.
I think he probably dies.
Uh, Possibly, yeah. I mean, given the way Naughty Dog does their games, I wouldn't be surprised. He just got to the end and just got hit by a truck. It's like, at least it's not raining, hit by a truck. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, somehow survives all these like it's the meme of like Lara Croft where she like leaves the tomb in like an absolute horrific state. Like
Yeah,
she goes in, she breaks everything, floods the whole place, and
yeah.
leaves. And it's
Yeah.
like, oh, you just destroyed all of that history.
Yeah. I've
Just
never
that,
thought
you
of it
just
like
have-
that before.
You just have it. You just have it with Nathan Drake, where like obviously he survived all these crazy, unbelievable things. You know,
Yeah.
like when they do those like roundups of films, like I think they did it with Home Alone recently, where it was like 100 ways the two bandits would have died, like the wet
Yeah.
bandits would have died like 300 times.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. Like Nathan Drake should be dead 3,000 times by now. It would be quite actually funny. I thought they all end at someone really like
Yeah.
inconsequential that kills them. COVID.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh man, yeah, I'd never ever thought about that. So Lara Croft is the bad guy. Like
You say Lara Croft like she's just some lass, you know. Lara Croft.
Lara Croft,
Lara.
Lara Croft. She is the bad guy in those games. Then, so the villain wins, and all she like
Yeah.
trashes a whole like
Trashes
statue
everything.
place, and she's like, "Well, I got me coin." Like, I really love, but
Did
all
you play it? Was it Shadow? It was not. Was it Shadow? It might have been the Rise. It was the second or the third one. I can't remember. But she like causes like a giant flood and like demolishes a whole town. And it was all basically her fault.
It's like, but I
There's
got
like,
this.
there's like
totem.
people, like loads of people dying around her, and she survives as well. So she gets to like
that's naughty.
admire her handiwork.
Yeah. This will look nice on me shelf. Like 12,000 dead people on that, like
Yeah.
kids dying and shit. She's like, but this will look good on me trophy case.
It literally is. I'm pretty sure on that one there is children like getting swept away by the
Oh,
water.
that's horrible. That like, oh, that's. I
It's
need to
just
go
like,
and play
yeah,
that
but
game.
it's nice. It's shiny.
I should have known there was something off of that last one. She kept on scaring our butt, lad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. We knew she was a sadist because she kept locking them
In the freezer and
in the
that.
freezer.
Poor.
We all did that.
Yeah, we did. And jump in front of him. So
I
he
was
shit
terrible
himself.
at that game. I was so
Same.
bad at that game. Like it was one of those ones where it's like I was too young and it was too difficult.
Yeah,
Like
same.
the controls were just all I ever did was lock him in the freezer and like swan diver off really high things.
Yeah, to
Great,
kill her. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was clearly a sadist. It was like all I could do in that game.
This was back in the day when like the internet wasn't prevalent, but like people would be like, "Oh yeah, you can do like this cheat code and you can get a nude and stuff." So when I was a kid, I was like, "Wicked!" Like go home and press all these buttons, and I was doing it for hours. I was like, "Stop! Why is it not working? I want to say a triangular boobies." Do you know what I mean? It just never worked.
Oh, look at the pair of dodecahedrons on here. What the hell?
Well, that's it. I got told about a secret, and I thought this was crap as well, where a T-Rex is in the level. So I was like, well, I'm going to try that one. And there is, and I genuinely turned the computer off. I was like, no, I'm scared. Turn it off.
But was the T-Rex nude though?
Oh, the T-Rex had big dodecahedrons, like unreal.
The worst thing is I grew up thinking that women's nipples were square.
They aren't. Hold on
Wait
a
a
minute. Yeah, so how did we get there from Indiana Jones? But never mind.
God damn it, Indiana Jones.
No, but seriously, like I mean, if it comes to Game Pass because it's a Bethesda game, then I'm sold because
I'd
it's no
play
money.
it for free.
Yeah, I'll play it for free. That's the thing, innit? I'd play it for free, but I mean, obviously, we don't know much about it yet. So I mean, my hype level is
Has to be action adventure, surely.
Oh yeah, I mean,
they could do point and click, I suppose, because that would still be in the vein.
Yeah, but that's gross, though, isn't it? Like, they could bring out Grand Theft Auto 6 and be like, yeah, but it's point and click, and I wouldn't buy it. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't.
I'd probably buy it. I'd be like, it wouldn't be Grand Theft Auto 6, so we're bringing out Grand Theft Auto 5 and it's point and click.
And they'd play some sick music on the trailer.
Devices.
Yeah, they'd play sick music on the trailer and we'd be right back in.